What if you could go on an entire holiday for just £99? And I don't mean camping in a field. I'm talking flights, accommodation, food, sightseeing, and nights out in a European city. Well, that's exactly the challenge my friend and I set out to do in this video. Now, with just £99, we have to get smart. The two biggest expenses were always going to be flights and accommodation. So by using budget search tools, we found return flights to Gdańsk in Poland for just £29. Now that's cheap, but already nearly a third of the budget gone. Next up, accommodation. We booked the cheapest option we could find, a student building being rented out of season. Allow me to introduce you to the Amsterdam room. 2 nights and just a short tram ride from the city centre, but another £21 gone. So, before we'd even left the country, half the budget had already gone. Over the next few days, we'll find out if it's enough to survive, or if we'll end up stranded, broke, and hungry. Now, getting to airports usually costs money, so we came up with a questionable, but genius plan. Parking for free on a public road and walking to the airport.
Okay, so we're near Luton Airport and we're looking for a place to park the car that's going to be free on the street.
Ben's already paying my clamping fee, so...
What about down here?
We bloody good.
Oh, yes!
Could we fit
Right,
that?
I think we found the space between these two cars here.
Now this came with risks, as we had to leave our car unattended for days in an area we didn't know. Will it still be there when we get back? Only time will tell.
Entirely.
After a 40-minute walk to the airport, it was time to go through security, where someone was smuggling some questionable items.
You can't bring that through, mate. No poultry. Did you not see the signs?
Someone's bringing M&S minced beef. Jared, it's going to come out of your budget for the holiday.
The first real test of our budget trip, baggage. Jared was stupid enough to pack a bag twice the size that we were allowed. If we had to pay a fine here, the challenge would already be over.
You're not getting on with that bag. It's way too big. This is a confident man.
It's a really big bag.
It's so big.
It was soon time to see our fate. After almost ending the video before it had even started, we arrived in Gdańsk. Everything was going well, but remember, we'd booked the cheapest place we could find online. It could either be a hidden gem or an absolute shithole. We didn't know what to expect.
Been slightly rogue, would you say, Ben?
Looks fine.
At first, we couldn't get in, and no one was answering the phone. It wasn't looking great.
Okay, so there's someone else who can't get in as well. He's let us in, but the reception are not answering. So, right, we might as well go explore.
Unlike the other guy, Jared had the genius idea to just knock on the door.
Oh, thank you. Cool, look at that. How is it?
That's lovely. The cuck chair.
It wasn't luxury, but it wasn't a shithole. Thank 2 beds, a chair, table, TV, shower and kitchen access, and a broken clock stuck on 9:42.
And this was all £10 a night each. So people laughed at me when I told them the price. We've even got a tray.
Something to carry your around on.
Exactly, like when they get too heavy, yeah. You didn't bring a towel.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, how are you going to shower?
Sake.
How are you going to shower?
Use yours.
You can have my towel if you lick me dry.
The challenge was still alive. The only problem was one bed was much nicer than the other. And no, we weren't going to share.
Right, so we're about to do a challenge to see who gets the better bed in the room. We got the Mega King map of the world bed with 2 nice comfy pillows. As you can see, the other bed is sort of, it's not got a pillow for a start. So we're going to play for this bed here,
Right.
which has 2 pillows.
Oh, that's comfy as well.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And the loser's just going to sleep with no pillow on this. I mean, that's got a fan, to be fair. The game will be, we both write down the amount we're willing to pay the other person for the bed.
Out of our budget.
So say I write down £2, Ben writes down £3.
I win the bed.
He'll win the bed, he pays me £3 towards my budget.
So let's do it on our phones now.
Yeah, okay.
Ready?
Yeah, 3, 2.
I thought that was the same number for a second. You beat me by 9p, so I don't even get a pillow.
Nah. I'm going to wake up in the night and you're just going to be looking at me and I'm going to be like next to me so high in the air that it's actually uncomfortable. But I'm
Just to make a point of using my pillow.
With that settled, now the real challenge begins. Can we actually enjoy the next 3 days here for less than £50? While we were here, we had 5 things we wanted to do. But first we needed food, so headed downstairs to grab some lunch.
First meal, I've got a high protein meal with Oreos. Jared has got mustard.
Water, 2 bread rolls, cold sausages.
And then if you look over here,
North Korean variety.
Oh.
After that, Jared decided to booby trap the door with a cup of water. It was then time for the first night out.
Time's 9:42. Barn. He's got his pillow.
It's actually quite comfy.
What's the time?
9:42, mate. What time do you think?
9:42.
Right, we've been recommended to try this one.
Oh, and yeah, Perla.
Pre-drinking in the room was a good way to save money before heading into town.
Alright, we've got our Polish beer and we're going to rate it.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's very watery. It's not bad, it's an easy drink, but...
There's nothing good about it, but there's also nothing bad about it.
Yeah.
I would say it's a 6.
After a few more drinks, it was time to get the tram into town.
So we just picked up 2 skibbity pints.
Yeah, mine's not a skibbity pint.
I got this shot. I asked him what he recommended. He said, I don't drink. He just poured like 5 different bottles into a cup, so we'll give it a go. Oh, it does smell good.
It smells nice.
That is class.
It's nice.
Probably the best shot I've ever had.
Soon your boys were hitting the club.
Ready to go to the club?
Okay, yeah, it was dead on a Sunday night, but that just meant that we had to get the party started.
What do you think of that night out?
Absolutely mental. Oh my God.
Absolutely best night of your life.
That's one of those nights you can't quite recover from.
Yeah, you just can't describe the scenes that happened tonight. Update, we're scooting home. What have you done?
I'm in.
You're in?
I'm in.
In Russia long ago. He was big and strong in his eyes of flaming gold.
After exposing Poland to my bare ass, it was time to go home to my pillowless bed before analysing the damage we'd done to our budgets the next morning.
Barn.
So bright. We had beers, drinks at the pub, and the bulk scooter home, which was £4.69, £11.32, and £5.73. So today I have £24.71 left.
We did 3 beers and a shot for £12.36, £5.38 scooter home, £24.31 remaining.
Let's go.
Next, we headed to Lidl so we could make some cheap meals like a pesto pasta and also treated ourselves to breakfast. Then we headed into town, hoping it was actually a nice place to explore. Sightseeing was free, which was great for our budget, and even meant that Jared got to see his first pair of boobs.
So obviously we need to be careful of our budget because we've only got about £25 left, so we need to think about how we're spending on. Jared, it's got to come out your budget, mate. So Jared's had a good idea. We could increase our holiday budget. We just jump down here and pick up some coins.
I'm sure it's going to go down well considering all the money goes to charity.
If you want to know what it's like travelling with Jared, I've taken him to this church and he's looking at the curry menu.
So would you put up your ass?
What?
Looks like the height had a related value to money. 10k, 20k, 30k, £1 million. If it goes
10 million.
£1 billion.
After visiting St Mary's Church, we headed to a milk bar to try pierogi. Milk bars are cafeteria-style restaurants that sell cheap, traditional Polish meals, so they're perfect for trying local food on a budget. But there was just one problem.
But that was a waste of time. We got to the front, we waited like 10 minutes and they don't have pierogi there. Right, as every tourist should, we're trying the local McDonald's. How much did you just spend on your McDonald's?
Whatever 6410 is.
Somehow that fat spent over £13 on his McDonald's, which was over half his remaining budget. Mine, on the other hand, was just £4.67. After that, we had a chill before our second night out.
Alright, it's 9:42. Ben's starting to drift off and I think we want to just do something this evening, so let's go wake him up. Love it. Wake up. We need to go to Lidl, get some beers.
What's the time?
9:42.
9:42 already?
Yeah. You ready to go?
Yeah, my neck hurts though.
Why?
I don't know.
Been aching this weekend.
Weird.
The reality was we were just two losers trying to go out on a Monday night. So we played some games at a bar and gave Tyskie beer a proper review from the tap.
It's gone up to a solid 8.
Yeah. You got to give it a go from the tap.
The big fixture at home versus Real Madrid.
How do you take penalties in this game?
Soon it was our last day. We checked out, headed into town, and that's where Jared broke the news to me.
Tell him the news.
Well, I'm on minus £2.93 from last night. Had a few beers.
What was the main one?
Yeah, the McDonald's killed me, to be honest.
He's failed over a McDonald's.
It was worth it.
Although the world's stupidest man had failed, I knew I could still complete the challenge, but we still had 3 things left to do on our list. We then spent another £4 to climb the Town Hall Tower.
I think this is worth the investment. It's about £4, and you get to view the whole city.
There's the Indian restaurant.
The Indian restaurant.
Yeah, that's that thing that you said you'd shove up your ass.
No, I
20p.
I didn't say. I didn't say I'd do it. How much?
Although the budget was tight, we still needed to try pierogi, so we headed for another milk bar.
Pierogi time.
It was nice, but isn't it just ravioli? Anyway, the final thing on our list was the Museum of the Second World War, but going would mean having no money left for food for the rest of the day. This one decision could be the difference between completing or failing the challenge. But then there was some news.
It's free on Tuesdays. I've got about £5 left, which means I have enough money for food today now, so I'm going to do the challenge, mate.
So we headed to the museum, which just so happened to be free, only on Tuesdays. It was then time for my final purchase of the holiday.
This has got to last me until I get back to England. I've got about 80p left. We got 2 burgers, fries and a drink.
After this meal, I had just 46p left and had to hope there were no complications getting home. We caught the bus to the airport and everything went smoothly, but there was still a way I could fail the challenge.
Right, last thing is we got to walk to the car, and hopefully it's okay. Hopefully it hasn't been towed or smashed in or something.
And there it was, ready to go. Challenge complete. 3 days in Poland, all for just £99. It wasn't luxury, but it was proof. Adventure doesn't have to be expensive.
What do you think of the holiday?
Yeah, it's good. We'll go on a Saturday next time.
Yeah, we need to do a Saturday. I think that's the only thing that was missing was like a really good night out. I'm going to bed. See you guys next time. Like and subscribe.